smoke, but I do stand for smokers' rights, and I think that Tandeka, Johannesburg, I think smokers' rights have been fought upon, and us thinkers as well, those of us who like a little gin and tonic just to keep the mosquitoes away, purely medicinal, of course. All right, so here we go. I'm going to share my screen with you, a little presentation to share with you, and promise you it's not death by PowerPoint. Let's go. It's not death by PowerPoint, it's just some pictures so that we can have something to work with. Oh, that's not what we're after. Hold on a sec. Right, here we go. Very good. I'm going to share that all with you. Right, so listen, ladies and gents, the first thing I'm here to tell you is that that I was taught by T. Harv Eker that you can never earn more than your self-esteem. You can never earn more than your self-worth. And this is all inner game. I'm all about the inner game, and slowly but surely over 3-4 years, I have assisted Maharaj as well to just change from this outer game into the inner game, because you know when you've got the inner and the outer, 1 + 1 = 5. And we're just here to give you another part of the equation that will ensure that you start performing at a new level. So believing in yourself is the first secret to success. Everything starts first in the mind. You first have to perceive it. You first have to feel it. You first have to believe it. And then you go out and you create it. It all starts in the mind. So I'm going to ask you right now, what you earned in the last 12 months. Won't you write that down? What did you earn? How much commission? How much salary? How much did you earn? Now, don't get your calculator, just more or less. Did you earn 1 million, 500,000? After tax, we're talking 250, 2 million, 3 million, 1 million, 10 million. How much did you earn? That number that you've just written down represents your self-worth, your self-belief, your self-esteem. My job as your inner game coach is to help you just to break that glass ceiling of earning, because you know we were born into a family, we were born into a society, and that society programmed us. For example, when my parents gave me my brother's second-hand bicycle for Christmas, they were saying, you're not worthy of a new bicycle. When I got his second-hand school uniform and second-hand shoes, they were telling me, you're not worthy of a new school uniform, young sir. And so it's taken me years and years and years to break through that programming. You know, I came out, funnily enough, with high confidence but low self-esteem. And over the last 50 years, especially in the last 10 years, I've just worked that self-esteem, worked that self-esteem, worked that self-belief, worked the self-belief. I have an NLP coach. I am an NLP coach. Vinesh is an NLP coach. I go to coaching twice a month. And I said to my coach, Gail, a lovely woman, I said, Gail, you work on my self-esteem so that I can earn more money. And 3 years later, I am earning about 7-8 times more than I did then. Coincidence? I don't think so. I don't think so. So listen, in the chat box, why don't you right now just give me an indication on a scale of 0 to 10 where your self-esteem lies. Where are you? Are you at 4? Are you at 6? Are you at 8? Are you at 10? Just give us an indication. Don't worry, nobody knows you. Nobody will remember you. We can all be friends here and just open our hearts. So, you know, I used to be at like a 4, now I'm at an 8. Okay, and I'm very proud to say that I have changed, but I've changed on purpose. So here we go. Thank you, thank you. I'm getting some shares there. Appreciate that. I really appreciate that, and I appreciate just, you know, you've been vulnerable. Let's have a quick look. Appreciate you being vulnerable. Wonderful. Right, here we go. Let's have a quick. Here's the meme of memes, ladies and gents. If you take nothing from today, this is it. Don't worry about the date. Why are you so optimistic about 2021? What do you think it'll bring? I think it'll bring flowers. How come? Because I'm planting flowers. Ladies and gents, what are you planting? What are you seeding? What are you telling yourself? How's it, Eric? Welcome. What are you telling yourself every single day? Every time you wake up, what are you telling yourself? You know, it's easy to get depressed in these days, and we do. You know, Vinesh and I get down, we're frustrated. Last year, we had an astounding year. This year, we're just having a good year, okay? So it's okay to feel depressed, but you can't stay there. It's okay to have a little self-pity party, but you can't stay there. What we do is we know, Bob Proctor taught us years ago, you cannot sow and reap in the same season. And we are now called upon to sow. And we are sowing like crazy. If nothing else at this time, ladies and gents, great salespeople, amazing salespeople, let me give you one thing. Prospect like a crazy salesperson. Prospect right now like a man with his hair on fire looks for a pond or a shower or a bath. Okay, excuse the pun. If you thought it was ironic, I should talk about hair. Well, I've got none. Give us a 9 in the chat box. Let's have a laugh. It's hard to tell who's laughing and who's not. So, what are you planting? What are you seeding? You know, it was Einstein who said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a new outcome. But you know what, we're in such a rut, we're still doing the same over and over and over, and we're getting the same results. What we need to do is to start doing something just slightly different. Now, Vinesh and I can change your life. We would love to help you, but we're not about changing lives. We're really just about enhancing lives. Okay, we love sales. We love enhancing salespeople's lives. We love spreading the gift of sales globally, and we love to enhance lives by creating wealth. We know that the more wealthy we have become, the more free we are, the more liberated we are. We are not affected by COVID, etc., and not earning, because we have resources and we are free, we are liberated, and that money buys you so many beautiful things. Could you just mute anyone that's not muted? Thanks, man. So I'm going to ask you right now, I'm going to give to you John Kehoe and Robin Banks, Mind Power. If you haven't done it, please go and do it. It costs about 8-10 grand. It's well worth it. They give us a beautiful lesson. The mind is a powerful slave, but a terrible master. We need to take our power back, ladies and gents. We are running our programming. We're running the programming of our formative years from 0 to 7, 8 years old. And now we're 40, 50. Some of us lucky enough to be 30. Some of us lucky enough to be 60, right? But we're still running that old programming. We need to change that. We need to tweak it. We need to enhance it. We need to bring in some new ideas, some new words, some new thoughts, some new actions, and some new inspiration and motivation, and take control of our lives. We need to actually take our power back, and we need to break the chains. We need to break the chains of the past and create something new. So listen, if there were 100 of us in the room, okay, and I asked, who wants to be a millionaire? Okay, give us a 9 in the chat box if you'd love to be a millionaire. All right, everyone's going to say yes. Everyone's going to give me a 9. The truth is, who wants to be financially free? Give me a 9. All of you, I know, I don't even have to look. I'm getting 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. And if you're not doing it, there's a whole lesson on that I won't give you tonight, all right? But I know in your mind you go 9, 9, 9 if you're not doing it on your keyboard. The truth is, 100% of us want to be multimillionaires and financially free, but less than 1% of the human race are. And that's because we don't all have the values of millionaires. We have the values of what we were programmed with, and that was the family we were born into. My job is to help you see out of that, out of the old and into the new. So success, it's a choice, it's a decision, it's a commitment. In fact, at the YinYang of Sales, we believe success is a habit. And we know that in life, as well as in sales, there are a couple of habits, just a couple of the habits of the greats that we need to just pull into our life. And you know, maybe for an hour or two a day. What if I told you today, ladies and gents, that for an hour or two a day, we could almost guarantee success? Now, we can't guarantee success because we're dealing with human beings, and human beings are the strangest characters, the strangest species in the universe, right? What we know is if you'll work with us and just do what you're told and take our advice and just work with us, we can enhance your lives. The question is, are you worthy? Are you worthy? Do you see yourself as worthy enough to become more? You know, I believe the meaning of life is to become more. I believe we are born in one place and we go through this whole life, and we'll be challenged and we'll be supported, and there'll be lovely things happen to us and ugly things happen to us and horrible things happen to us, etc., you know, and but through it all we grow, we become more. When I look at the people I admire and I look up to, they all were born humans but died a master. And that's really what we're about. Nobody wakes up going, I want to be less than yesterday. I want to be more cut than yesterday. I want to make less sales than last month. I want to earn less next year than last year. We all want to grow this. So I believe that the human being, you know, do you know what our strongest feel is, our strongest drive is? Survival. And after that is growth. We want to grow. We want to become more. So I've got to ask you all today, just put your hand on your heart, wherever you deem your heart to be. All right, put your hand on your heart and go, I give myself permission to be extraordinary. I give myself permission to live an extraordinary life. I give myself permission to become more. I give myself permission to live life to the full. I give myself permission to break the shackles of the past, man. Gosh, I'm inspiring myself. Vinesh, I'm not going to be able to get to sleep tonight, my brother. All right, here we go. So success, you know, it's the ability to adapt in ever-changing environment. There's an old saying, ladies and gents, the greatest fortunes are made in the downtimes. We're in a downtime right now. Who of you have taken advantage? Who of you have adapted? Who of you have taken your product and changed it to adapt to the needs of the current very strange situation we're in right now? So, you know, success is not a download, right? You know, it's not like Morpheus. You know, it's not Morpheus, download the sales mastery program and you plug it in the back of the head then. Oh, check it on Morpheus, he's got his glasses off, right? He's got to get in and then go, oh, you know, I'm now a sales master. Unfortunately, sales is a career, you know, it takes so long, it's a vocation, it's a calling, you know, and that's why we make the big bucks. That's why salespeople make the big money. Because as Vinesh Maharaj will tell you, it's easy, either the nicest, easiest way of making a couple of million or the most horrible, terrible, soul-destroying job you'll ever have. And we'd love to just bring you some ideas to make that road easier for you. And my man, the outer game expert, you are so lucky. I'm just here to warm you up. Give me a 5 in the chat box if you're feeling a little bit warm, feeling a bit happy, and you're going, oh gosh, maybe these guys have got something to show us. Now, Edgar, I promise you, if Edgar came on right now, he met me once, you'll go, man, this guy blew me away. But let's move on. So here we go. The most creative tool on earth, the greatest sales tool on earth, man, the human brain. And you know what? Here's my Oprah Winfrey moment. You don't need to look under your chair. You've got one, 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 you've got one. Man, we've all got a brain. But you know, the problem is, you know, the brain's like a computer, but some of us are still running DOS with 2 O's. Give us a 5 in the chat box if you thought that was funny. Vinesh, is anyone chatting with me or not? Give me a thumb. Oh, all right, we're getting some chats. All right. Listen, if you think that was funny and you're old enough to know what DOS was, and if you put another O in, what that means, kudos to you, man. So, listen, I'm going to mess with your brains a little bit, just around what's possible. Check this out. Now, this isn't Photoshop. This is Wim Hof's son, right? Check here. This is Wim Hof. Give me a 9 in the chat box if you know Wim Hof. Half marathon, halfway up Everest, half naked. Okay, 3/4 naked, 9/10 naked. He's only got his pants on because of the photograph, quite frankly. Otherwise, he'd run naked. This guy should be dead. You know what? If we dropped most of us, including Vinesh and I, into that situation, we'd be dead in 20 minutes. This guy goes, he runs a half marathon, halfway up Everest. He swims underneath, something like 200 meters under ice. The one time he nearly drowned because his retina froze. The 2 retinas froze and he got lost. Luckily, there's a guy swimming next to him who saved him. He's crazy, but it's mind over matter. Ladies and gents, check this. These guys went out in a blizzard, half naked. And I know they're smiling for the photo. I'll give you that. But they went out on purpose because they proved the mind is more powerful than matter. And that's my job. My job, you know, imagine what's possible. Imagine what's possible. Check this out. How long until you start shivering? How long until you start freezing? How long until you're dead? 10 minutes until you're shivering? 20 minutes? You're dead. Look at the focus here. Look at this focus. This is mind over matter, ladies and gentlemen. Now imagine you had, oh gosh, you're going ahead of myself there. Imagine you had that focus. Oh my goodness, Stephen Van Basten. Come on, man. Imagine you had this focus here. Imagine you had that focus on your sales goals, on your enhanced life, on your enhanced marriage. You know what we want for you? We want you to eat better steaks. We want you to drink better wine. We want you to get the Lagavulin 12-year-old that the Oaks and Suits drink, or the Macallan 36-year-old. We want the best. We want your children to go to lekker school in new school uniforms. And we want you to travel the world. We want you to get into the top 1% of the human race who are so liberated that people are scared of them. I'm getting some people are approving of me. They're checking this out. Now, Vinesh and I did this on purpose. Why? Firstly, for health reasons, but secondly, to prove that we can, to prove mind over matter. Ladies and gents, I'm smiling in this photograph, but I promise you that was 2 degrees, 2.5 minutes, the worst 2.5 minutes of my life, and I can't wait to do it again. Why? Because I proved, hey, Edgar, does that look familiar? These are, Edgar, these are proper ice blocks. We ice blocks here. I mean, you were at about 4 degrees. This was about 2 degrees, and we're taking you there next time. But this is mind over matter. Now imagine if you can conquer fire, if you can walk on fire, if you can conquer ice and freezing, if you can use your brain like this, what could you do if you just started focusing it more and more on your sales targets, on improving your sales pitch, on improving your qualifying, and on improving your overcoming of objections, asking for the order, closing strategies, prospecting strategies. Ladies and gents, do you know why you made that number you made last year? That number that you earned. Firstly, before I answer that for you or tell you, won't you double it? Right now, write it down. So if you made $1 million last year, will you write down 2 million? Will you write down 2 million? We had to tell you you can double your income this year. Do you know that the top performer at Discovery, the top financial advisor, had his best year ever, including 3 months of COVID? Why? Didn't give up. Mind over matter, just refused to fail. Because, ladies and gents, from an inner game, I'm here to tell you, every time you fail, you give yourself permission to fail. You find an excuse, you find a justification, you find a story. Vinesh and I are here to like surgeons, to get rid of that excusitis muscle. Just extract it and throw it in the rubbish bin, man. Because when you've got a big enough fire under your ass, you get stuff done, right? So I'm going to ask all of you who've got kids under 10 that you love. Just imagine, are there any moms or dads in the audience today? Just give us the age of your kid in the chat box, man. Now, imagine we were to kidnap your beautiful young kid and send him or her off to Vinesh Maharaj. and we said, before you can get your kid back that you love, right? You have to double your income. You have to double your sales. If you love your kid a lot, you'll do it in 3 months. You'll do it in 6 months. You'll do in 3 months what you used to do in 2 years if the fire under your ass is big enough. And that's what, and I know somebody has already said, Vinesh will give that little brat back within 2 days. I know somebody said that, or at least somebody thought that. And that's why I said kids that you love. So why? Here's the question. Why do we have to kidnap your kids to get you to work? Because I know, I don't even need to ask. I'm telling you, there are people in your industry who are doing double of what you do, who are earning double of what you earn, who are earning that doubled number. We had to tell you, so can you. But you're going to have to trust us. You're going to have to work with us. You're going to have to give us some money, some time, some energy, some focus, and we'll help you get there. So give us a 9 in the chat box if that would be of interest to you, doubling your income in the next year. These guys, they hold their breath for 22 minutes. Planking over 4 hours. Okay, moms, if your kid was stuck under a car, you somehow find the energy to pick that thing up. Yeah, but here's the issue. The inner game creates the outer reality. The brain is like a massive, massive computer. This is a female brain computer. We couldn't find a picture small enough, right, to depict the male brain. But just imagine it's this little server here on the left-hand side. All right, is the male brain. Oh, man, give me a 5 if you thought that was funny. Right, here's the thing. Everything you've ever seen, heard, experienced, every experience you've had, every movie you've seen, every song you've heard is recorded, and you have a frequency. Your past creates a frequency. Vinesh is vibrating to the frequency of Vinesh. Eric is vibrating to the frequency of Eric. All right? That you're vibrating to your frequency. Now, if one of the keys to earning more in sales from an inner game perspective is to build your self-esteem, your self-worth, your self-belief, your sales confidence, your sales belief, then the second is this question. This question, how do I tweak my frequency? A little tweak in the frequency creates a different outcome. Okay, and we can show you how, and we'd love to show you how. We know how because we do it for ourselves, and we've done it for hundreds of other salespeople. All right, yeah, here's the truth. You're the average of the 10 people you spend the most time with. Ladies and gents, those of you who play golf, do you want to know how to play better golf? Stop playing with your friends and play with someone 10 handicap lower than you. In other words, better than you. All right, if you want to do better, hang out with people who in the area you want to do better in that are better than you, cleverer than you, wiser than you, people who have done it before. You know, if Vinesh and I could do one thing, if we could change one thing in our lives, we would get good coaching sooner. I started late, man. I started 5 years ago. Imagine I had started 20 years ago. I'd be in a different place, all right? So here's a little bit of fun. I'm also psychic, so I was able to look at some of you who are tuned in, and based on your friends, this is what some of you are turning into. All right, so some of you need to upgrade your friends, man. Listen, you're the books you read, you're the series you binge watch. Your brain is a giant computer. Here's the good news. You can reprogram it. You can exercise it. You can make it more. Now, here's the second meme of memes. Yeah, the first one was, what are you planting? What are you seeding? What are you telling yourself? What are your innermost beliefs? A tweak of those changes everything. All right, we're here to show you and teach you and prove to you you have the traits of all of the greatest salespeople on earth. You have everything you need right now. We just need to bring it out, put it into a nice package for you, and let you see it. That's a John DeMartini exercise I will personally take you through that will change your life. We do it every day, every second day, and we just get more and more confident, more and more sure of ourselves, more and more stunning in that sales environment. But here it is. Where are you on this scale? You know, I was born into a very religious family, and I am religious, and I am spiritual, and I do believe in God. I am a believer. Let's not go there, all right? I was born into a family that said everything's destiny. There's no free will. You have no control on anything. Everything's over here. You give your life over, and whatever happens to you was destined, and it's what your maker wanted. And that's true to a degree. You know, I believe you can't change my destiny. You can do nothing. You can't change where I'm going. The only thing you can do is mess with the journey. And I believe that over here on the left, we can start to take control. You know, you can't control lockdown. You can't control when you can buy cigarettes. You can't control when you can go out for a drink at a pub. You can't control when you can go and watch rugby again. But you can control how many phone calls you make every day. You can control how you tweak your sales pitch, how you get more ready with overcoming objections, how you get into the proper power questions to force somebody into and lead a prospect into a sale. I've got to ask each one of you, no matter where you are on this, let's say you're there, could you take a jump to the left, just in your mind and just go, I need to take more control of my mind. I need to take more control of my life. I need to take more control of the sales process. Ladies and gents, you know what? You're too nice. You know, T.F. Baker has a saying, you can either be rich or you can be right. And that's because people argue with trainers. But we've got a new one. You can either be wealthy or you can be liked. Because a lot of salespeople lose because they so desperately want to be liked. This is a serious profession, ladies and gents. We want to go out and bless people with our product, bless people with our service. And we want to go out and make a difference in their lives, and in so doing, earn some commission and live a better life ourselves. We've been programmed, man. Okay, who of you like me? Give me a 5 in the chat box. Who of you like me? I had a father who said, don't speak to strangers. Then it's just not for me for any 5s coming up. Don't speak to strangers. Yeah, how's your cold calling going? Okay. All right. How many of you, your father said, no means no? Yeah, how's your objection handling going? We've been programmed to fail. It's my job to move you out of that into something new. Right, listen, we are very big on NLP. We change our state on purpose. We are masters of managing our state. We do that via neuro-linguistic programming. We get into peak state on purpose because enthusiasm sells and the highest vibration usually wins. And so we can teach you how to get into a high state of energy on purpose, on demand, every single time. You can change your state using music, and usually when we're in the room, we play some music, and I'll show you exactly how that depressing music makes you depressed, and the happy music makes you happy, and the dancing music makes you want to get up and dance. You can change your state on purpose. You know, we can also do it just via pictures. How does that make you feel? How does that make you feel? And you know, you would imagine all South Africans would feel the same about this, but we don't. Now, oh, how does that make you feel? Do you think, oh my gosh, that is a disgusting picture and it shouldn't be part of a sales training? You're right. How many of you thinking, my word, I haven't had a good one of those in a while? All right, then we're just showing our personality here. Here's a bunch of flowers for anyone that I offended with that. All right, so listen, your success is dependent on your inner game. How clear are you on your why, your vision, your mission, your target market, your unique selling proposition? How do you know how to fill your funnel, and what do you need to do to fill your sales funnel every single day? This is our fundamental one. It's prospecting mastery. If there's any, hey Chesney, how you doing, man? If there's any, nice to see you there, bro. If there's anything we could give you, it's prospecting. Because once you have people in your funnel, they force through a process. That is the most, how good are you at prospecting? Because, you know, there was the MD of Sales Guru said something like, the true hunter salesperson is extinct. It's an endangered species. We hide behind Facebook, we hide behind LinkedIn, we hide behind emails, we hide behind phone calls, this and this, but we don't get out and actually prospect and see people. So part of our sales mastery is just a daily habit of 45 or so minutes of the inner game, just getting clear on what it is you want. Follow-up calls, prospecting, okay? And because you know why sales are failing very often? Most sales are made after touch 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Most salespeople give up after touch 2, 3, or 4. We've just got a program that forces you to follow up and stay in the habits of what's important. So if we were to give you anything more today, that will just help you immediately. And I'm not even going to read this here. You're welcome to read it, but it's the following. See more people than you've been. So prospect more, then phone to make more phone calls, see more prospects, ask more power questions, overcome 1 or 2 more objections, and ask for the order once or twice more than you normally do. We're too nice. We let people off the hook. You know, when we've got them, we've got them on the hook there, and we're nice. We let them off. So get clearer on how you manage objections. And if you truly believe you bless people with your product, you won't leave until you've blessed them. All right, so what we do, we've got a 2-day, when we're allowed to gather, business and sales boot camp. While we're not allowed to gather, we do it via webinar. It's actually 26 modules, 1 hour each, 26 working days in a row. Beautiful. Then we have our rags to riches. So, you know, a lot of courses that you go on a 2-day seminar or webinar or whatever it is, and you're raving and raving, oh, and you're all happy, and then a week later you've forgotten. We actually support every single delegate who ever does bootcamp. We support for an entire year. Every Monday we get together for 2 hours. We play sales manager. We go through the inner game. We get you prospecting. We get you calling. We get you following up. And we just ensure that you go through the motions of what's really important. What you are supposed to do after that is follow that on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then on Monday, we just sit with you again. We go through it again. So we get you into the habit of what needs to be done. And then just for fun, because the stuff we do is so great, we've branched out into lifestyle. So looking at all 7 areas of life, looking at goals, looking at, you know, family issues, etc., and helping people just, other than specifically in sales, to create a lifestyle that's more holistic. Listen, ladies and gents, I'm coming to the end of my presentation. I promise you, if I were to change one thing, I would get good coaching sooner. Every single successful businessman, every successful salesperson, every successful person on earth has had somebody who's taught them, who's helped them, who showed them the way. What if I told you that you could change your future, that you could manage your states, that you could double your income, that you could take it to the next level. And in fact, what if I told you you are in control of your destiny? Would you take the red pill or would you take the blue pill? The red pill, we go down the rabbit hole together. You spend some money with us. It's not even a lot. You spend a lot of time with us. You spend a lot of focus. You get very clear on who you are, what you are, where you're going, what it is you want. And we help you. We enhance your life. We create wealth for you. You take the blue pill, you wake up tomorrow morning, you go, who was that short, fat, ugly guy again, the bulldog, and who was the chara over there who was trying to tell us this and that, and you move on. It's fine. We're looking for our tribe. The $1 million question is, are you our tribe? Are you willing to step into the fire with us? Are you willing to go down the rabbit hole with us? We let us shake you up a little bit, spit you out a better salesperson and a better human being at the end of the day. Ladies and gents, with that, I'm going to hand over to the amazing Vinesh Maharaj. We met all of 4 years ago. He's free. What I love about Vinesh, he's free. I've heard him at 9 o'clock at night phoning a prospect to make a meeting. Phone, no answer. Phone, no answer. Phone, no answer. People go, you know, he's not answering. Vinesh goes, no. By the 4th or 5th time, he'll realize it's important. He'll answer the phone. Eventually answers the phone and he apologizes for the late hour and he gets the meeting. Oh, Natalie, I'm only seeing chat box now. Awesome. 6 years old, 6 and 9. Very good. All right, Nikki, no problem. So I'm handing over to the amazing Vinesh Maharaj, an amazing salesperson, sales dog. He's a scary mofo. He's in charge of our outer game program, and it gives me no greater pleasure than to tee him up for all of you. Give him a round of applause. Thank you, and give him all the love you can.
Hey, Stephen, congratulations. Thank you, as always. You know, every time I hear that same talk, it just, or when I say same, it's same but different. It just reinforces again and again and again. This is universal truth, my friends. And what Stephen's presenting to you is how do you build the self-esteem, self-confidence, self-belief, and really start creating and building a business by seeing more prospects, pitching and closing more deals, and ultimately banking more money. So for those of you who don't know me, I was born and raised poor in the Cape Flats, where drugs and gangsterism is the order of the day. Half of my friends are dead. The other half are in jail because they took to drugs and gangsterism and ended their lives, unfortunately, at the hands of gangsters, the hands of crime, or the hands of drugs. I would go on holiday if somebody died or got married, and I'd sleep on someone's floor for 2 weeks. And if I was lucky, I'd see the ocean for a day. I came home at the age of 13, and I looked across the road and I saw the haves. They had beautiful homes, beautiful cars, beautiful holidays, and beautiful travel and exploration. And my mom and dad was fighting to keep the lights on and to keep the kids' bellies full. Man, what a tough life that was. And I think God's playing a sick joke on me, looking across the road to the haves. And I go, how is it that they have all this? And somehow in the infinite wisdom of God and the universe, this epiphany happens upon me, and it goes as follows. Number one, Vinesh, these people who are in business for profit, not for wages. They are in business for profit and not for wages. And I went, oh my gosh, my dad's chasing a wage every week. He's chasing survival. And the second epiphany was those who had the lifestyle because they were in sales for commissions and not for salaries. My Lord, that was an awakening. And that awakening said two things to me. Number one is, Vinesh, learn everything you can about sales because everything is a sale. And what you want is the commission. So right now, if you're married, congratulations. You went down on your knees. You promised her the White House, the white picket fence, 2 children in the playpen, 2 chickens in the pot. And man, you got to deliver that dream. You made a sale. It's called marriage. You got a girlfriend or boyfriend? Hoorah. If you got her to have kids with you, congratulations. You made a sale there, my friend. If you got a job, you sold yourself to an employer. Sales is intrinsic and natural to human behavior and human beings. But most salespeople lack the skills of professional selling. I'm 13 years old. I have this realization and I make 2 decisions. Number one is I'm going to sell my way out of the ghettos, out of Athlone. out of the Cape Flat. I'm going to sell my way out of the ghettos. And number two is I'm going to learn everything I can about business and sales so that I can help, that Stephen and I partnered to help you sell your way out of that middle-class ghetto. That middle-class ghetto, you're earning 10 grand, 20 grand, 50 grand. The middle class is in trouble, my friends. You know why? Because the poor can live on 2 grand. You and I can't. The rich can live on 200 grand because they have money to live on. But the middle class is one paycheck away from insolvency, one paycheck away from eviction, one paycheck from dying. It's incumbent upon us as salespeople today to make a decision that we're going to become the best professional salespeople we know. And I want to start off by telling you one of the sales secrets. I call the sales secret 101. And people buy from people they know, they like, and they trust. If I don't know you, I can't buy you. If I don't know you, I can't support your product, your company, your service, because I don't know you. If I don't know you, I'm never going to ask you for a quote. If I don't know you, I'm never going to trust you. So it's imperative that we make a decision right now that before we get liked and trusted, we have to get known. You have to get out there. You have to market traditionally, online, digitally. But don't forget Sales 101, telemarketing, email marketing, LinkedIn marketing. All of these things are available to you almost for free, my friends. You absolutely must get known because the salespeople and the brands that you buy are brands that you know. Everything, every name I tell you now, if you ate at McDonald's or KFC, you're not going to go down the road to a no-name shop to buy a burger where there's a KFC or a McDonald's or a Steers or a Nando's on that same corner, right? Similarly, the cars you drive, if you drive a VW, a Toyota, a Mercedes, a BMW, you buy cars you know. When the Korean cars came into the South African market, they were slow to win at sales. They had to prove, they had to get known, they had to prove their credibility, and thus there's a faster uptake for Korean and now for Chinese cars. So number one is, my friends, you absolutely must get known as the product service expert in your industry. Don't just get known to your 10 or 100 customers who know you. You want to get known to your industry. You need to become the authority on whatever you sell. You're selling homes, you need to be the authority on home sales. When you're selling automobiles, cars, motorcycles, boats, yachts, aeroplanes, you want to be that known authority. If you are selling, let's call it office automation, whether it's telecoms, whether it's office printers, whatever that may be, you have to get known. Because if we don't know you, nobody's going to call and ask you for help. You have to get known. So there's so many things we could share with you at our boot camp to help you get known. And through our Rags to Riches program that gets you known in the marketplace, you have to become popular. You have to become famous. The Kim Kardashian, Paris Hilton, how do they get known? They ship their ass on the internet. I'm not asking you to shake your ass. Wag your tongue, use your brain, and own a space, dominate and own a space. Number two, the reason why I believe sales are failing is salespeople have forgotten the art of knocking. If you're in real estate, hey man, when else did you knock on some doors to introduce yourself to get known as the authority in that area? If you're telemarketing, how many times did you smile and dial today? When I was 20 something, I started my career at Metropolitan Call Center. We got our leads on plastic bread bags. You know, the local bread bag you get bread in, white bread, brown bread. The leads were competitions. So people filled in the name, surname, telephone number, address, and we would get 80 of those every night from 5 p.m. till 9 p.m. And we would fight for sales on the phone, pitching and closing, selling life insurance, educational policy, accidental death benefits. I realized that I sucked. I went to this company to earn commission and I was failing. I went to my manager and said, hey, my friend, I'm either at the wrong job or you need to give me some training. He says, what do you mean? I said, everybody around me is earning commission. Why do I suck? And he says, my friend, you don't have the right skills. Here's a book. It's called Tom Hopkins, How to Master the Art of Selling Anything. I went down to the local CNA or paperbacks in the day, bought a copy of that, ate, drank, and slept it. I grew my income, my commission income, from 1,600 Rand a month to 9,000 Rand a month in less than 6 months. Not because the leads were better. I suddenly knew what to say, how to position, how to pitch, how to close, how to handle objections, and ultimately how to get the deal done. Now, I bought that book, studied, learned it, and what it taught me is something very important, is when people ask you, what do you do for a living? So Billy, Chesney, Christopher, Edgar, Eric, Lorraine, the name of the book is How to Master the Art of Selling Anything by a guy called Tom Hopkins. It was written in 1981. It is the Bible and the foundation of sales. So much has evolved and changed, so a lot of it may be outdated, but so much of the principles are amazing. Yeah, Tom Hopkins, that's the one. Go get yourself a copy of it. It is the Bible of sales for our times. So when people ask you, what do you do for a living? You know, people say, I are in IT, Vinesh, or I am in tax, or I am an accountant, or I'm in sales, or I'm a used car salesman, or I sell insurance. Now, I want to ask you a question. If we were to hunt, it's a bad example, but work with me. If we were to hunt a lion at the Kruger National Park, and we went to Woolworths, and we bought the best cauliflower for bait, and we got a great cheese sauce to pour on the cauliflower, and we got a long fishing rod, we threw it over the fence to catch this lion, how long do you think you and I would sit there at the fence before we died of starvation? 2 days, 3 days, a week, a month, I don't know. But you're going to die. You know why? Because you need to set a hook in the lion. You need bait that's so freaking sexy that the lion 5 kilometers away smelling this bloody gemsbok, and it's got saliva running down its jaw, and the gastric juices in its belly is getting so excited about the next meal. When you meet someone, you have an opportunity to set a hook in them. But what do salespeople say? I are in IT. I am a tax consultant. I work for a bank. Oh my gosh, man. Listen, imagine if you could find a way, to introduce yourself that long after you are gone, your prospect, the customer, still can't spit you the hook that you set in them out of their mouth. Because they go, oh my gosh, man, that girl or guy was so good. I wish we needed that stuff. Because they've got edge, they've got game. You know why sales procurement managers don't want to see salespeople? Because they hear the same boring story again and again and again. And salespeople think, unfortunately, that sales is based on price. If that were true, my friends, there would be no Woolworths. If that were true, we would not be driving Ferraris and Lambos. If that were true, we would not be living in golf estates on the beach. Sales are not driven by price. Sales are driven by salespeople. And if you're a salesperson, you want to drive sales like a killer, like a closer, so you and your family can get paid. Now, when you pitch yourself to a company, to a prospect, to a girl, you know, do you go to her with a cheesy joke about it must have hurt when you landed, eh? Because you fell like a star from the sky. Come on, my friends, you ain't going to get girls with lines like that. How do you expect to get deals like that? You need a set of words. You need a set of skills. You need to be able to pitch her that she goes, this dog's got game. He's lucky I'm married, or else I take him home. But you need a set of words, because sales is communication. It's transferring ideas and ideologies, products, services, and negotiating prices and ultimately closing this deal. So my friends, you want to start changing your dialogue. Stop selling. You know, we sell pins. We make them in blue. We make them in black. We make them in the red. They are 1 Rand, 2 Rand, and 5 Rand. So smooth, it can slide uphill, Chesney. Oh, genade, ik likes it. Listen, stay with me, man. Stay with me. So you want to be able to set a hook in somebody when you introduce yourself, when you talk about your product, your company, your service. You're coming from a whole different universe compared to the boring, untrained salespeople in the marketplace. Stephen was telling me he was at a store the other day, last week with his wife. He's shopping for some new furniture. And the salesperson followed him around the store with his wife, and everything they looked at, all she did was tell him the price of the product. And then I asked him, well, couldn't they make her redundant by firing her and just putting the prices on the furnishings? And he laughed at me. He said, the prices were there. The prices were there. And she was reading them, the prices that they could see. She is an oxygen thief to that business, and she's killing profits for that company. My friends, it's time that we become professional salespeople. The reason you have to become a professional is because most salespeople have high levels of fear and low levels of certainty, low levels of self-conviction, low levels of commitment, no levels of skill. And no wonder we're afraid of the cold call. We're afraid of knocking on doors. We're afraid of asking for money. We're afraid of asking a girl on a date. You're afraid, afraid, afraid. Fear reigns supreme in the lack of skills. Fear and non-confrontation, because sales is a contact sport. You're going to get muddy. You're going to get dirty. Sometimes you're going to get bloody. But sales is a contact sport. And if you want to stand, you know, this is MMA, right? MMA for sales. If you want to do that other little thing where they wear the padding and you just touch one another, non-contact, that's not selling. Sales is about you being and confronting prospects, the people who have your money right now. Think about the people who have your money, your prospects, your next deal, your next customer. What are you going to do differently when you get in front of them over the phone or face-to-face that gets their attention? Because if you go back to 1975, there's a principle called AIDA. Number one, attention. Yo, man, yo, chica, on the other side of the dance floor. Do I have your eyeballs? Do I have your attention? And when you realize you do, then the guy gets up and walks across to her. But when there's no attention, you can't follow it up with interest. You want to get customers' attention, and you want to give them so much interest that they want to do business with you. And stop selling people on stuff. The sale will be done, but stop selling people on stuff. Start building relationships. Start building value. Get more attention. Add more value. Show more interest. And keep showing up for the deal, man, because the deals only close when you get paid. Lastly, I want to tell you about follow-up, man. Too many salespeople lose money because of a lack of follow-up. And sadly, when most salespeople follow up, the question are like kids in the car. Are we there yet? Daddy, mommy, are we there yet? Are we there yet? And if you're going to call a customer and ask them, have you decided yet? Have you and your wife made a decision? Has the board met yet? Eventually, they're going to stop taking your calls. Not because they don't want to give you an answer, it's because you're a broken record. And they don't have an answer for you yet. Hey, Chesney, is that your kid? Chesney, congratulations, man. Listen, by the way, kids, the world's greatest salespeople. Kids are the world's greatest salespeople. Learn from your children. I'll tell you why. Little Chesney goes to mommy and says, Mommy, your hair's so pretty today. Can I have some ice cream, please, Mommy? What is the kid doing? He's getting mom's attention. He's making her feel good. He's complimenting her hair. And she goes, no, little Chesney, it's winter. You're going to get a flu. What does little Chesney do? Daddy, Mommy says you're going to get some num-nums tonight if I can have some ice cream. Woo! So children are the world's greatest salespeople. You know how persistent your kids are? You know, they'll persist, they'll nag, they'll cry, they'll argue, they'll fight. You know why? Because they committed to the sale. Are you committed to the sale at that level like your kids are? So suddenly, if you just took that tonight and went, I'm going to be so committed to my sales and my customers and my prospects, they're going to think that I dream about them at night. I wake up in the morning thinking about how I'm going to solve problems for my prospects. And then I call him and tell him how I'm going to solve it. And he's going to tell me he's got a supplier. And I'm going to tell him, that's your problem, not mine. I've got my own problems. I'm coming over tomorrow. What time can we do? Can you do 10 or 11? I need 15 minutes unless you have questions, Chesney. 15 minutes, man. Are you worth 15 minutes to blow up your business? Give me 15 minutes. I'm putting it in my diary now, 10 or 11. Bang, done. But suddenly, just because you've changed your mind, you change your conversation, and suddenly you have a huge opportunity to start growing your business. Folks, I want to share with you an opportunity Stephen and I have been working on. How do we add more value to you? How do we add more value to your business? We did some work a couple of months ago, 2019, 2020, for about 9 months with a great company. Here in South Africa, they're known as Uniplate. In Namibia, they're known as Buffalo Signs. And you'll see that during the sales prior to the gray intervention, the gray intervention is what we call a 2-day sales live in the room boot camp with Stephen and I. So prior to this, for many months before we arrived on the scene, they were underperforming target. They were hitting 30, 40, maybe 50% at best. The MD called us up and said, hey man, we got a problem in our business, come and see us. We went out there and we rolled through the business, understood what the challenges were, and put together a program that would create the results that their business could celebrate. What did that program look like? It looked like this: 2 days live sales training in the room, followed by Rags to Riches, our signature sales support program to guarantee that you succeed. What happened after 2 days and 9 months? They grew from 30% to 101% over a period of 6 months. Folks, do you want to grow over 6 months? Do you want to grow over the next year? Or do you just want to stay stuck where you is? Let me show you the other division, Uniplate. The Uniplate division, they were performing at 69 to 76%. And look at those numbers grow. Now, by the way, it's not because Stephen and I are just great, and great we are because we're totally in it to win it. We're so committed for you and ourselves and for salespeople that ultimately the process of boot camp, Rags to Riches, is the game changer in sales training. You can't go to the gym once and get a six-pack. You need the constant follow-up and support, but it gets better. Here in South Africa, Uniplate, they were doing 80, 90%, as you can see in the black area. And look at that, post-boot camp. These guys were killing target. They were killing it. Now, imagine if you invested a couple of hours a week and you invested a couple of rands a month or some small amount of money to take your income to double where you are today, and in some cases quadruple. If you want, go onto our YouTube page. You'll see a video testimonial by a young man. His name is Zeka. The video is titled, How I Doubled My Sales in 2 weeks of boot camp. 2 weeks of boot camp, double my sales. 2 months thereafter, I doubled it again. Zeka, not me, Zeka. He did the same program. He's in a business called Minute Print or Minute Press. So we'd like to give you the opportunity to get yourself and your team onto a sales boot camp that's revolutionary, that's going to change your life, and is going to help you see more prospects, because you're going to be so empowered with the inner game self-esteem, self-conviction, and belief, along with the set of skills that give you so much edge in the marketplace. You're going to be like a slayer, man. You're going to be a sales slayer. Let me tell you about our offer tonight. We want to do with you what we call a live webinar boot camp. Now, a live webinar boot camp really is online, an hour a day for about 30 days. This is Tuesday to Thursday for an hour a day to help you grow the skills that you need to be more dynamic, more effective, and close more deals. Now, these alternate between Stephen and I. We focus on the inner game and then the outer game. What we then do is we keep helping you by grooming, developing, and growing your competency across the whole area and skill of sales. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. Then a live 2-day sales boot camp. Stephen and I live in the West Rand, sometimes the North, but typically the West Rand. The hole-in-one is where we ordinarily go. And for 2 whole days, you get to get live feedback in the room. You're in a room of other salespeople, probably 30, 40, 50 people, depending on how many attend that day. And you get the best sales training, the best feedback, and live peer review to help you master the art of selling so that you can double, triple, quadruple your sales target. Now, we don't let you go yet, man. We want to help you succeed. What does that mean? It means help you crush target, that you become so invaluable to your boss that he gives you a company house and a company car and another 100 grand bonus and commission. Now, this at our boot camp, we do our Rags to Riches program in that 30 days. But in addition, you get 1 year's Rags to Riches with us. 1 year of support of 50 weeks. Now, this Rags to Riches program happens on a Monday and normally goes for 2.5 hours. It's not extra sales work. It's sales work you should be doing ordinarily, prospecting, with about 30, 40, 45 minutes of inner game, conviction, belief. What is it all about? What's the meaning of all of this? Why am I so committed to sales? If you just do the maths, I mean, this is an invaluable program. And because we're so committed to helping you in all areas of life and not just sales, we're gifting you tonight our Lifestyle Mastery program online. Sorry, not online, webinar. So you could do our Lifestyle Mastery program, which is about 16 sessions of an hour each, focused on you creating the best health, the best love, the best spirituality, all the areas of life that are important and meaningful to you. Now, how much would such a program cost, my friends? Probably, if you take a look at this, we're not going to charge you this. Take a look at this quickly. 20 grand, man. 20,000 Rand for these 4 programs that we believe they're probably worth 100 grand. If you did a Dr. John DeMartini program today, it'll cost you 25 grand for 2 days, only 2 days. If you did Tony Robbins for 5 days, it'll cost you 100,000 Rand just for 5 days. We're giving you a whole year worth of program and development. Here's the good news. Oh, by the way, if you're liking what I'm sharing with you, I'd love to see your comments. I'd love to see who's keen, who's in it, who's committed, who would love to get on board with us so that we can help you get the ultimate lifestyle. Now, it doesn't stop there. We are going to give you, for a humble 12,000 Rand, it's a giveaway. We're giving you 4 power-packed programs to help you get in front of more prospects so you can pitch and close more deals and ultimately bank more money. Can I get a show of hands? Who's in it? Who's committed? Who's joining us? Who's going to be there? Give me a 10 if you're committed, man. Give me a 10 if you're committed. Time slot. Interested in time slot. Tuesday and Thursday. Okay. So time slots from Tuesday to Friday is typically 10 a.m. till 11 a.m. And Rags to Riches on a Monday is from 10 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. That is for you, Stacy. All right. So if you think that we can help and we know what we're talking about, give me a 10 in the chat box, man. Show some conviction, some commitment. Hey, thanks, Stacy. Appreciate your commitment there. Thank you. Appreciate that. So let me tell you about some payment options. Here we go. We're going to make it easy for you, right? Number 1, pay today by credit card or by EFT and only pay 10 grand. My gosh. OMG. WTF. Oormegenade. Only 10 grand, Vinesh. Yeah, only 10 grand. We're giving it away to you. Option 2 is do an EFT. Option 3 is that we have a direct debit order form, which we will email to you, and you can complete that and get onto the program with us. So who's in it to win it? Who's committed to do whatever it takes? Come on, is that a yes, Natalie Bierkes? 10 yes. Woo! Is that a yes, Stacy? Is that a welcome, Stephen? Well done. Congratulations, ladies, on pulling the trigger. What I need you to do is give me an indication whether you need the credit card link so you can do a card payment online, or whether you want to do an EFT so we can send you the bank details, or if you need a debit order form, punt your email address. Give us your email address, then say direct debit order form, and we will get you the debit order form to you. Now, I'm so stoked, I'm so excited to share with you some very important dates. First and foremostly, our webinar. Our webinar, sales webinar, starts on the 3rd of September. 3rd of September. Listen, it is an hour a day of sales training. I don't know a company, I don't know a boss, I don't know a sales manager who's going to cry because you're getting sales training. Because the winners of your sales training is your company. So an hour a day in sales training, we'll even send them an email to confirm your attendance. Whatever it takes, we want to get you there. But here's the better news. We can't wait to meet you live in the room on the 2nd and 3rd of October, live with Stephen and I to help you take your game to the whole freaking next level. Ladies and gentlemen, if there's ever been a time, if you've ever needed a sign, if you've ever waited or hung on for your big break, this is it. This is the break you've been waiting for. This is the opportunity that you need to step up to and own your sales. Own your sales, own your life. You know, Stephen tells a story about his friend who was dying in Joburg, Jen. And when he went to see him, he was so heartbroken. And he came back a few days later when I saw him, and he was almost in tears when he said, Vinesh, we should ensure that no one we know, our family and friends, our customers, no one we know should die in a public hospital because they could not afford a good medical aid. We want to help you afford the best medical aid, afford the best of schooling, afford the best of vacations, afford the best of living, because you're worth it. Every single one of us here is worth it. I'd love to encourage Chesney. I'd love to encourage Bill, if they're still on the line, Christopher Bele, Edgar, iPhone. If you're not Samsung, you must be iPhone. Lorraine, Natalie Bierkes, Stacy Connor. I implore you, the time is now. Let's make the decision that you're going to put time, energy, money behind yourself, because you're worth backing, you're worth investing in, you're worth growing, grooming, and developing. Because the greatest human asset, Stephen showed the brain earlier, right? And that brain is in your body. You are your best asset. Make it count, man. Having said that, I just want to go back to the ladies, Stacy and Natalie. Do you guys need a credit card option? Do you need a direct debit form? What do you require from us so that we can get you on board? Thank you very much, Natalie. Do we have your email address? Could you just type that to myself? Yeah. It's Women's Month, Stephen. It's Women's Month, and they are representing ladies. Hoorah! Kudos to you.
I do have both the email addresses.
Oh, fantastic! So we're on top of that. Awesome stuff. Rags to riches. Same day as sales meeting on Monday. Time slot. Hey, Stacy. You know what? How long is your meeting? Go to your meeting. Pop out, because you don't have to join us live in the room. By the way, Rags to Riches can also be done 7 days a week in your own time by going online and watching the video that we'll give you access to. In addition, as soon as your sales meeting finishes, step into Rags to Riches. And worst case scenario, tell your manager that I don't want to talk about my results. Give me time to produce the results. I'll share some stats with you, right? About a half a dozen of the people who join us religiously on Mondays, they come to Rags to Riches because it's the only time guaranteed that they're going to produce results for the whole week. It's the only time in the week that they're going to focus on sales, fill up a pipeline, and then start the activities of meetings, presentations, proposals, follow-ups, and closes. So tell your sales manager, Stacy, tell him Uncle Vinny and Uncle Stevie says, Mondays, Rags to Riches. We'll come to sales meetings when we don't make sales target, but we're committed to helping you, Stacy, crush that target so you can give the manager the skip. What do you say? All right. Listen, we're the gentlemen, we're the men. Let the real men stand up and represent for us. Edgar, I think this is a great time for you to make a commitment, my friend. What do you think? I heard so much great news from Stephen about you and how you jumped into that ice bath, owning it like a don. Congratulations and well done. This is a wonderful opportunity. In the West Rand, we just initiated some work with a company called Home Finders Property Group. They have about 25 salespeople who'll be coming onto a boot camp with us. I tell a story of a young, when I say young, she's 55 perhaps, a Jewish lady who's done our sales boot camp twice. She's in real estate. She used to sell a house a month, maybe 2 houses a month. Since boot camp 1, she started selling a house a week. Since boot camp 2, she's selling 6 to 8 houses a month. Edgar, this could be you, man. This could be you. Lorraine, we'd love to help you. Time is now. Mr. Ndebele, Mr. Christopher Ndebele, step up, man. Be a man. Do the right thing. Pull the trigger. Chesney, if you're still with us, Chesney, do this for the kids, bro. Do this for your wife. Do this for your kids. Do this for your mom and dad. Do this for every little punk. Do this for every little punk who told you you'll amount to nothing. My maths teacher told me that I was a useless drug addict to be, going to jail, dead before 21. That was his prediction for my life. I gave him the finger. I turned my life around. I took his negativity. I turned them into coals in the furnace of achievement. Chesney, get on the program, my friend. We know we can help you. What do you need to get on board? I'm going to unmute you. Tell me, what do you need to get on board, Chesney? Unmute yourself, please.
I just need the debit order form. I did send Stephen a message. I don't know if he got it.
I did. Chesney just wants to work with me, okay, Vinesh? So you just butt out of this shit, and Chesney and I will work it out, all right?
We're checking out for the Indians.
That's it. Yeah,
Chesney, I will take you, I'll buy you one time, sell you twice, and then I'll profit 3 times.
Hey, thanks, uncle. Thank you. Hey,
Vinesh will offer you the purple tablet because the red and the blue one are already sold. Lord.
To the highest bidder, Chesney. Congratulations and thank you for making the right decision for you and your family, bro. Well done on you. Kudos. Most people are afraid of themselves. They're afraid that they're not good enough. They're afraid that they won't do the work. They're afraid that they won't commit. But if you break through that paradigm and that BS, anything is possible. Stephen and I are committed to helping you get there, my friend. Welcome on board. All right, Mr. Ndebele, before I hang up on you, man, I want to give you a chance to either object and tell me that we don't know what we're talking about, or maybe you don't trust us. Maybe we're a bunch of Tutsis, from the Wusrand. Come on, Mr. Ndebele, share, pray tell. Edgar, what do we need to do to get you on board, man? And Miss Android or Mr. Android, come on, share with Uncle Vinny. What do we need to help you to get you selling more? I promise you that you could leave here tonight and you could think, nice presentation, or you could think, cuck presentation. These guys don't know what they're talking about. And you could be right. But this is what I know. I know that last year, Stephen and I turned over a couple of bar between us, couples of bar. It included money from the likes of F&B, ABSA, Falcon. Falcon gave us a couple of million just themselves. Now, my friends, I'm not saying that to impress you. I'm saying that to you because the big players at corporates trust us with their people. They trust us with their processes. They trust us with their data, their information. And they trust that we'll deliver the results we promise. And we are the only sales training organization we know of in the world that has a money-back guarantee, that after 12 months, if you've done this work with us and you did not achieve your targets and you can get present with us, we will give you your money back in full. And let me assure you, my friends, that in the last 4 years, we've had 0 refund requests. Because we're going to be so committed to you, you're either going to succeed or you're just going to get so super rich that you don't need us. Having said that, listen, I want to thank each and every one of you for being great. And by showing up and investing in yourselves, whether you made a commitment to join us today or not, that's immaterial. We would love to help you. But if your decision is that this is not the time or we're not the guys to do that, we respect your decision. That's all good. But what I would encourage you to do is go to our Facebook page, like our Facebook page, connect with us on YouTube, go and check us out on all the other platforms, Instagram, like, comment, share, connect with Stephen and I individually. We love helping people. We love helping salespeople. This is such a noble profession. We wake up unemployed every morning on a 0. We start our day commission sales on 0 every single day, but through nobility and effort and great skills, we can eat the best steaks, drink the best booze, party in the best destinations, travel the world, and sleep in Egyptian cotton sheets, my friends. We want that and more for you. having said that, I'm the partner here with Stephen and pass you to him. Parting shots, my friend.
Yes, sir. So listen, ladies and gents, generally there are really two objections or three objections. One, you think we're assholes and we don't know what we're talking about, in which case, you know what, you're right, we can't help you. Secondly, you don't have the time. Well, if it's important enough, you will make the time. Secondly, you don't have the money. Well, we're basically saying, give us 10 grand and we'll help you make 100,000 over the next year or so. So, you know, my late father, bless his soul, he always said that you should never make a decision based on money, whether you have the money or not. You should make the right decision and then find the money. All right, so yeah, Chisney, which iTech are you from? And just give us in the chat box or come online, which branch are you from? So, ladies and gents, we guarantee you we'll help you. We guarantee you will facilitate growth. We guarantee you that we'll make a difference in your life. But, you know, you need to meet us somewhere. We need to eat, we need to charge you, we need to get reimbursed for the Tech Central, very good. We need to get reimbursed for our time, money, energy. We are worth it. And quite frankly, when you look at the amount of hours you get, it's about 150, 160, 170 hours that you get for 10 grand. It's absolutely amazing value. So, listen, just jump on board with us. Let us help you. Stop messing around. Stop fucking around. And let's get you some money. Let's get you out there. Let's get you going. Thank you, Chesney, John Considine. All right, lekker, man. But we'll send you what you need. Thank you, everyone who's committed. And Stacey, I'll chat to you. I'll maybe give you a call tomorrow and we can chat through the issues. And lovely that you're the sales manager. We love that. Let's make a plan. We are willing to do almost anything moral and legal to help salespeople to sell more, and we'd love to partner up if there's some scope to do something with you. Very good. May I suggest that in the next month or two you take out that expensive bottle of wine that you didn't drink during lockdown and serve it at dinner with a family, man, because family's a special occasion. And don't wait for the next funeral to fucking tell each other how much you care and to buy each other flowers. Phone somebody after this call and tell them, phone a mentor of yours or WhatsApp a mentor of yours and go, hey man, I just want to thank you for the shit you did for me. Phone your mom or dad if they're still alive and say, listen, I realized I was a little rotter. I really appreciate you guys and I apologize for any I gave you. My parents are dead. I'm an orphan. I can't do that anymore. The mom and dad, sorry, man. I know it was a handful. And yeah, make some friends. Be a nice person and wear a mask. There's a virus out there that could kill you. With that, hallelujah. I am out of here.
Thank you, everyone. Be great. God bless. Until we meet next. Ciao, ciao.